They say life is a master chess player. It never lets arrogance go unchecked. Every thorn thrown your way becomes a crown for your head. Those who plotted your fall now find themselves tripping over their own traps, caught in the very web they spun for you. That's how cosmic balance works. It doesn't miss. It teaches silently, but hits loudly. The critics, the whisperers, the ones who smirked when you stumbled, they're learning that energy is a boomerang. What you throw at others always circles back with a sharper edge. See, when people aim to bury you, the universe doesn't panic. It adjusts. Every attempt to dim your light only exposes their own shadows. Every rumor they spread only amplifies your name. That's the irony they never expect. In trying to write your ending, they accidentally build your legend. And chosen one, this balance isn't random, it's alignment. The world around you bends to match your growth. Their jealousy fuels your drive. Their mockery sharpens your focus. Their obsession becomes your advertisement. You're not haunted by their hate. They are haunted by your resilience. Your rise reminds them of every place they stayed stagnant. Every step you take forward is a mirror they can't face. So keep moving, keep shining. The same eyes that doubted you will one day need sunglasses to watch your success. Before we go deeper into this message, pause for a second, because what you're about to hear will hit different. This isn't just another story about revenge. It's the moment everything flips in your favor. You've been tested, underestimated, and talked about, but after tonight, they'll never see you the same again. So if you know you're one of the chosen ones, do 3 things right now. Tap that like button, hit subscribe so you stay connected to this energy, and drop the number 11 in the comments to claim your balance. That simple action locks in the frequency of your rise. The same people who tried to humble you will watch your name rise while theirs fades into the background. Stay till the very end, because what's coming next will show you exactly how the tables turn when the universe decides it's your time. Number 1. Never let them humble you. Let their insecurity expose itself. You've stepped into a phase where your control over your emotions is your crown. You're not reacting anymore, you're directing. You've reached that level where silence hits harder than any comeback, and presence alone shifts the energy in every room you enter. That's real power, the kind that makes noise without a single word spoken. You're no longer chasing validation because your confidence now speaks fluently in results. You made it, quietly, gracefully, undeniably. And while you're out here mastering your craft, something strange is unfolding behind closed doors. Those who once laughed, doubted, or tried to humble you are now in quiet crisis meetings with their own conscience. Regret has a way of echoing louder in silence, and right now they're hearing that echo on repeat. Their plan didn't just fail, it flipped. The moment they tried to shrink you, they accidentally revealed how small they were inside. Now, the same mouths that mocked your name are whispering questions. What were we thinking? How did we get it so wrong? The irony? Their downfall didn't come from you fighting back. It came from your composure. The way you carried yourself made the chaos collapse on its own. You didn't expose them. They exposed themselves trying to touch what they couldn't understand. That's the kind of poetic justice the universe writes in bold letters. Those who play with your name end up spelling their own regret. And here's where it gets interesting. The story didn't end with embarrassment, it's still rippling outward. What you don't see yet is how far those waves are traveling. Every whisper, every judgment, every attempt to discredit you, all of it is boomeranging back with new opportunities attached. The same conversations that were once used to question you are now building curiosity about you. People are realizing they misread the main character in their story, and now they want to know more. Somewhere out there, someone is pulling up your work, your profile, your photos, saying, "Wait, you got it wrong. That's not who they are. Suddenly, the narrative changes. Someone who once planned to check you is now checking themselves. They didn't expect to be enchanted by the very person they tried to underestimate. They looked for flaws and found depth. They tried to spot weakness and found mastery. What began as a power play turned into a private fascination, admiration disguised as regret. This is your era of reversal. Every move you make now feels magnetic because it's fueled by clarity, not vengeance. You don't chase, you attract. You don't explain, you demonstrate. Your success is now a mirror, one that forces everyone who tried to dim you to face their own reflection. You're walking proof that composure is louder than chaos, and growth is the best revenge. Every time you rise, their silence gets heavier, and that's not karma, that's balance doing its job. Number 2. When the plot backfires, stand still and let the truth speak. Chosen ones understand this. When people plan your downfall, the universe doesn't need your defense. It needs your silence, because silence has a strange kind of gravity. It pulls masks off faces without you saying a word. The ones who plotted against you thought exposure meant putting your flaws on display, but all they exposed was their own emptiness. You didn't need to react. You didn't need to prove anything. Truth does its own heavy lifting. While they were busy performing, the truth was already backstage rewriting the script. Every lie they told turned into a spotlight, not on you, but on their own motives. And when that light hit them, it burned. That's the thing about karma. It doesn't rush, it orchestrates. It lets every actor play their role until the plot collapses under its own weight. The ones who tried to play hero in your story are now realizing they were the villain in their own. And you just stood there, calm, centered, untouchable, while the truth handled the cleanup. The audience noticed. People saw who panicked and who stayed composed. They saw whose words were sharp but empty, and whose silence carried power. You didn't have to shout to be heard. Your restraint became the headline. So remember this: when the plot twists, stay still. Don't argue, don't chase. Just stand there in your truth and let time do the talking. Because when the noise fades, only one thing will echo: your name, spoken with the respect they tried so hard to take from you. Number 3. Master grace. It's the sharpest sword against chaos. Grace isn't weakness, it's strategy disguised as stillness. When chaos comes crashing like a storm, most people shout back at the thunder. But you, chosen one, learned the rare art of silence that slices sharper than any weapon. You've mastered the pause, that moment between what they do and how you respond. And that's where your power lives. Grace is your sword, precision forged in restraint. While others swing wildly with emotion, you move with calculation, and your calm cuts deeper than any outburst ever could. They wanted to see you lose control, to drag you into the mud so they could claim victory in your reaction. But you refused. You didn't just stay calm. You made composure look intimidating. That's what they didn't expect. That serenity could sting more than shouting, that your peace could expose their chaos. Every word they threw at you ricocheted, hitting their own pride. Every trap they set became a mirror reflecting their insecurity. You didn't just survive the test, you turned it into a public masterclass in control. Grace doesn't mean you let things slide. It means you know timing. You know that some people can't be fought directly. They have to be defeated by contrast. Your light embarrassed their noise. Your patience humiliated their arrogance. That's why they can't stop replaying that moment, because they realize they fought someone who didn't fight back and still lost. Number 4. Don't chase revenge. Their regret is the universe's justice. When you stop chasing revenge, you stop playing on their level. The ones who tried to humble you already live inside their own punishment, regret. They replay the moment they crossed you like a broken record, wishing they had stayed silent. Their own ego was the weapon that backfired. You don't need to fight back when their downfall is already being scripted by their choices. The universe has a strange sense of symmetry. It doesn't shout, it balances, and balance never misses its target. They thought embarrassing you would elevate them. Instead, it exposed their lack of depth. People watched, took notes, and saw the contrast. One moved with control, the other with desperation. That's why your silence became their echo chamber. Their reputation is the casualty of their own attack. Every insult they threw at you turned into a mirror showing who they truly are. That's not revenge. That's reality correcting itself. Chosen ones don't chase vengeance because they are the lesson. Your success, your calm, your elevation, those are the consequences they have to live with. Nothing haunts a person more than realizing they built your spotlight with their own hate. Every achievement you earn now is a reminder of what they lost trying to dim you. Their regret is the sound of justice unfolding. So stay focused. Let your results be the response. Let your peace be the punishment. And when they see you winning while they're still explaining, that's when they'll understand. The universe didn't forget. It just moved in silence until it was your turn to rise. Number 5. Protect your energy. You're the guardian of hidden wealth. Chosen one, not every hand that reaches for you deserves access to your energy. You are not ordinary currency. You are the vault. Your peace, focus, and presence carry a value so rare that even those who envy you can't stop orbiting around it. That's why you attract both admirers and pretenders. People who want to taste the glow without earning the fire. But here's the truth. When they can't possess your energy, they'll try to drain it. They disguise curiosity as support, critique as concern, and jealousy as jokes. But you've evolved too far to miss the signs. Every time you protect your peace, you protect your profit, because your energy is your wealth. The world hasn't caught up yet, but your spirit already operates in a higher economy. The kind where attention turns to influence, and influence becomes opportunity. You're the architect of unseen abundance, and your silence alone now intimidates those who once tried to humble you. Notice how their attempts to mock you only magnified your worth. They played with your name and ended up bankrupt in reputation. They underestimated the cost of trying to humiliate someone who holds their own energy like gold. While they waste power on gossip, you're out here compounding inner strength, quietly building empires they won't even see coming. Protect your energy like it's inheritance, because it is. Your focus is your fortune, and every time you say no to drama, you're saying yes to legacy. Remember, the loud ones crumble first, but the calm ones always cash in last. You're not just surviving, you're expanding. Guard that glow, because that's the real hidden wealth they can't touch. Number 6. Remember, the universe makes public examples for private lessons. Every now and then, life arranges the perfect stage. No lighting crew, no director, just truth stepping into the spotlight. When someone tries to embarrass you, to take your crown off in public, the universe quietly hits record. Because the lesson isn't just for you, it's for everyone watching. Their attempt to humble you becomes a live demonstration of what arrogance does to itself. You didn't need to clap back. You just stood in your power, and the whole scene flipped. Chosen one, understand this. When energy is pure, exposure happens naturally. Those who act out of jealousy, insecurity, or ego always end up revealing more about themselves than about you. Life doesn't protect your image by hiding the moment. It protects you by turning the moment into evidence. The public embarrassment they wished upon you becomes their own undoing. The same audience they wanted to impress now sees them fumbling under the weight of their own act. This is the universe's way of teaching, not with whispers, but with echoes. You become the calm in the storm, and they become the cautionary tale. People start asking themselves, why would anyone go after someone so composed? That's how respect shifts. That's how your name starts carrying weight in rooms you haven't even entered yet. So the next time someone tries to play games with your dignity, remember, the universe loves poetic timing. It won't always clap back instantly, but when it does, it's spectacular. You'll walk away with quiet victory, and they'll walk away with a public reminder. Never try to humble someone who was already grounded. Number 7. Stay calm when provoked. It disarms the enemy instantly. When they came for you, they weren't expecting silence. They were expecting chaos, a reaction, an explosion, a loss of control they could point to and say, "See, I told you." But the moment you stayed calm, the entire power dynamic flipped. You didn't need to raise your voice to win. Your composure did the talking. The louder they got, the smaller they looked. The calmer you stayed, the more control you claimed. The truth is, people who try to humble you feed on reaction. It's their fuel, their illusion of power. But when you refuse to play their game, they're left standing in the dark, fighting a battle that only exists in their own mind. That's the art of psychological warfare, silence that slices deeper than words. The calm stare, the unbothered posture, the half smile that says, "You never had me figured out." Chosen ones don't fight noise with noise. They let peace do the heavy lifting, because nothing terrifies an insecure person more than someone who won't be shaken. Your calmness becomes their mirror. It shows them everything they lack. And soon, they start unraveling, tripping over their own arrogance while you keep walking forward untouched. Staying calm isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's knowing your value so well that no attack can make you question it. It's realizing that storms are loudest right before they collapse. And when the dust settles, the one who kept their balance always stands tallest. So next time someone tries to test your peace, don't defend it, embody it. Watch how quickly their confidence crumbles when your stillness refuses to move. Number 8. Turn every attack into a mirror of their own shadow. Every time they come for you, chosen one, they reveal more about themselves than about you. That's the secret most people never learn. Attacks are mirrors. They swing out of jealousy, hoping to bruise you, but the impact only lands on their own reflection. You stand calm while their shadows twist under the spotlight they tried to aim your way. It's almost poetic. The louder they talk, the clearer the truth becomes. Their bitterness has nothing to do with your light, and everything to do with the darkness they refuse to face. When they gossip, it's not your reputation being tested, it's their integrity being measured. When they mock your peace, they expose their chaos. Every attempt to humble you becomes a live broadcast of who's really losing control. You don't have to react. Your silence does the work. It reflects their insecurity so cleanly that even they can't unsee it. That's how the universe balances energy, not by punishing, but by revealing. The irony is brutal but fair. They thought attacking you would make you question your worth, yet it's them now questioning theirs. You didn't fight back because you didn't need to. You let their own energy return home, and it always does. You've become the mirror no one wants to look into, because you show people exactly what they hide from themselves. Number 9. Trust your divine backup. Heaven fights silent battles for you. You've felt it before, the kind of calm that doesn't come from luck, but from quiet certainty. It's the knowing that while others gossip, plot, or underestimate you, something greater is already moving pieces in your favor. You don't have to chase explanations or prove your worth anymore. The balance of life has its own intelligence, and it's been watching everything. Every attempt to knock you off center only sharpens your alignment. The people who tried to humble you thought they were playing a simple game of power. What they didn't realize is that life has unseen mechanics. The moment they acted from ego, they triggered their own fall. Every slight, every rumor, every staged humiliation, they all became invisible threads pulling your story forward. The same way storms clear the sky, their noise cleared your path. You've become a living reminder that silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. While they fought loud battles for attention, you mastered the quiet wars of patience. You built something they couldn't touch, composure that can't be faked, confidence that doesn't need witnesses. And that's what haunts them now. They don't understand how you keep rising without retaliation, how your peace hits harder than confrontation ever could. So, chosen one, trust the timing of this balance. Let those who played dirty realize what it feels like to lose to someone who never even fought back. Your rise is their lesson. Your stillness is their defeat. The more they move against you, the faster they fall into the holes they dug. Stay centered, because every silent victory is already echoing across their regret. Number 10. Stop explaining yourself to the misjudged. Time reveals truth. When you stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, you reclaim your power. The misjudged see what they want to see. They edit your truth to fit their insecurity. You could hand them proof, logic, or evidence, and they'd still twist it because they need you to be smaller for them to feel tall. But chosen ones, your silence speaks in a frequency they can't tune into. You don't have to justify what's real. Time will do it for you. And time is a more brutal teacher than words could ever be. When you walk away instead of defending yourself, they call it arrogance. Later, they call it discipline. When you stop responding to nonsense, they say you've changed. Later, they'll realize you evolved. Every minute you stay focused instead of explaining is another step higher on the ladder they thought you'd never climb. The same people who questioned your motives will one day quote your mindset. The same ones who tried to box you in will end up studying the blueprint you built to escape. Let them talk. It's how they process envy. Let them assume. It's how they protect their pride. You just keep moving, collecting silent wins until the scoreboard becomes undeniable. Truth doesn't argue, it ages well. And when the dust settles, the same mouths that misjudged you will have to speak your name with respect. That's how the universe balances every false story, by letting your reality outlive their assumptions. Number 11. Grace under pressure is the real mark of power. There's a point in every chosen one's story when pressure arrives dressed like chaos. It tests your composure, tempts you to react, dares you to lose control. But what they don't realize is that your silence is strategy, your calm is command. While they throw words like weapons, you calculate in stillness. That's the difference. They perform, you prevail. Grace under pressure isn't weakness, it's proof of evolution. It's the art of standing tall when others expect you to crumble, of letting your energy answer questions your mouth never has to. The ones who tried to humble you wanted a scene. They came for a show, but all they got was a mirror. Your calm exposed their chaos. Your poise revealed their immaturity. In that moment, the whole dynamic flipped. They looked loud. You looked legendary. It wasn't the noise that won. It was the composure. Because real power doesn't shout. It radiates. It walks into the room and shifts the atmosphere without warning. Grace under pressure is what separates the reactive from the refined, the imitators from the originals. It's how the universe identifies its chosen ones, not through status, but through stillness. You didn't need to prove your worth. You embodied it. You didn't fight to be respected. You simply moved like someone who already is. And that, right there, is what breaks people who build their confidence on control. They can't understand how you stay unbothered when they're trying to drag you down. Remember this: pressure doesn't destroy diamonds, it defines them. Every test you've endured wasn't meant to break you, it was meant to reveal what you're made of. And now, everyone who doubted you knows, grace isn't softness, it's strength perfected. Number 12. Evolve publicly, turn their doubt into your graduation. They thought your silence meant surrender. They mistook your patience for weakness. What they didn't realize was that evolution doesn't happen in the dark anymore. It happens in plain sight. Every move you make now is a public lesson in transformation. The same crowd that once whispered doubts behind your back is now watching, wide-eyed, as you turn their mockery into motivation and their disbelief into documentation of your rise. You're not just growing, you're evolving loudly, beautifully, and unapologetically. When they said you'd never make it, the universe handed you a stage instead of an excuse. You didn't argue, you built. You didn't defend, you delivered. Every achievement became a receipt. Every milestone became proof that your growth was never up for debate. This is what it means to be chosen. Your success doesn't need explanation. It demands observation, and they're forced to watch. There's a unique sting in realizing the person you tried to humble outgrew your reach. That's what they're feeling now. The same hands that tried to pull you down can't even touch the level you're standing on. Their judgment was your workout. Their hate was your resistance training, and now you're sculpted by every attempt they made to stop you. So evolve publicly. Let every step forward echo louder than their past criticism. Let your success announce itself before you even speak. Remember, your growth isn't revenge, it's revelation. You're not proving them wrong anymore, you're proving yourself unstoppable. Because when the chosen ones evolve, they don't do it quietly. They turn every doubt into their graduation ceremony. And that's where the story flips for good. The same people who once tried to humble you are now forced to applaud your rise. This is your moment, your transformation, your public graduation from doubt to dominance. Every scar became your signature, every setback your stepping stone. The balance has been restored, and now it's your time to shine unapologetically. If this message hit home, show that you're part of the movement. Like this video, subscribe for more messages made for the chosen ones. Drop the number 99 in the comments to lock in your frequency, and share this with someone who needs to remember who they are.